Hey treasures, welcome back to my channel. I know, it's a new year and I haven't changed at all, and I'm doing a story time. Oh my goodness, it's the new year and I'm talking about another man that tried to play me, but he didn't play me because it was me, and you don't fucking play me. I know. Anyways, I am going to be doing a story time about the time that a girl wanted to beat me up. This new girl that had just come to my school wanted to jump me because I had a thing with this guy that she wasn't even dating. I know. So, if you want to know the time that I almost got jumped, if you want to know the time that I almost got my ass kicked, if you want to know the time that this was like the stupidest reason to start a fight with a bitch ever, then let's get into this video. So, I was about like 12, 11 years old. And so, yeah, I was in elementary school. And I had been at this school. I think this is my second year at the school because I was 12 years old because this was like my last year at the school before I went into high school, you know? Okay, so I have to like preface this video. So, I'm sure if you are from like the States or something, I don't really know what you guys did in the UK. I don't know what you guys did in China. But in the States, they had, what's it called? Like IMing or like AOL. And in North America, we had MSN. So MSN was like the biggest deal. Like after school, you are jumping on your computer and you're going to be on MSN all motherfucking day. All night, okay? You're not going to do your homework. You're going to be on MSN. And if you're on MSN and you're doing your homework, that's probably how you end up doing your homework, okay? That's probably why your parents let you be there on there for like several hours, because that's the only way you do your homework, okay? So MSN was the tits. And so MSN was weird because it was like there's people that you would converse with in the real world, you know, at school. And then there's people that you didn't talk to for shit at school. But you ended up, for some reason, having their MSN. It made no sense. You guys weren't friends. You guys did not speak. But you just had everyone's MSN to ever have MSN. Like, you even had your teacher. No, I'm joking. But you just had everyone's MSN. Even people you would never talk to. Everybody had everyone's MSN, even if you did not talk. Okay? I was at this school, and the weirdest thing ended up happening to me. So, I don't remember how this conversation started, but there was this guy in my class, and for the sake of this video, we are going to call him, I literally wanted to use his real name, but his real name is so out there that I couldn't even, like, I'd just be way too savage if I ever did that, and probably, like, it wouldn't even be good for me if I did. Shit. We're going to call him Ted. I don't know. I have no idea. That is so far from his name. Anyway, so Ted. Okay, Ted. So, there was this boy in my class, and his name was Ted. Now, you may ask, was Ted cute? Meh. Nah. No one prevalent had a crush on Ted, if that gives you any direction onto how cute he was. But anyways, I would talk to Ted. I don't know how our conversation started. I don't know how this started to become, like, a routine for him and I, but it was, and him and I would talk every single night until I went to bed. Ted and I would be talking. Like, we never spoke at school, never. Like, no one would ever put me and Ted together. No one would ever think that this story was true. Like, if I still spoke to people that, you know, went to this school with me, and I told them, and they were to, like, look at the story, and I was still friends with them, and I'm like, watch the story, they would be like, there's no fucking way. Or if I'd be like, guess who this was, they would literally never say this person's name, okay? Me and Ted would talk all the time. I don't know who started the conversations first with who. He probably started with me because, obviously, I would not go and talk to him. So, let's just say he started with me. And we would talk every single night to the point, like, I'd be attached to this kid. We talked like this kid was my man. Like, I'd be like, oh, hey, babe, like, how are you? Like, and keep in mind, we're, like, 12. We're, like, 12 years old, okay? Like, about to go into high school the next year. But, like, it'd be like, oh, hey, babe, whatever. Like, yeah, babe, like, like, you know how, like, annoying you are when you're younger and you just say, like, babe after every sentence when you, like someone? Like, that's how I am now still. Anyways. Me and him were a thing. And so I would go, and I would obviously go and tell, like, my girls at school. And I had this, like, my own, like, little crew or whatever. To some, we were, like, a holy, like, trinity that is attempted to be a triangle. I tell them, I was like, oh, yeah, so me and, like, Ted were, like, talking last night. And, like, Ted said this and, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know. And they're just like, what the fuck? Like, no one is going to think that you guys are talking. Like, no one would ever put you guys together. And I'm like, I know, but, like, that's my man's. Like, I like him, okay? Like, I liked him so much. And it made no sense because like, as much as my friends knew, they're like, there's no way you're talking to him and there's no way he's saying that to you. And I'm like, he is, though, because he was the quietest kid ever. Honestly, I don't even think he talked to anybody. Like, except if you were, like, in his little group. Like, he did not talk to anyone. He only talked whenever you saw him outside with his friend. And he'd be, like, saying some shit to me. Like, I mean some shit. Like, he'd be, like, trying to, like, talk dirty. And, again, keep in mind, we're, like, 12 years old. So, like, I live life on the edge. As, like, one way to put it. I live life on the edge. But at the same time, like, I'm also, like, a little bitch. And I'm also just, like, no, not happening. So, like, I didn't do anything with this kid. Like, please don't get me wrong. I did not do anything with this kid. But, like, he would be talking some shit. And, like, I'd be telling my friends. And, like, he said this to me last night. So, one day, there's, like, this girl transferred to the school. And this is, like, the beginning of the year. This girl transferred to the school. And everyone thought that she was hot. And I guess maybe she kind of was. I didn't necessarily care about her because I was like, duh, like, she's fine. Thank God I'm not a lesbian because my standards would be so freaking high. Like, I'm not a hater. Like, I didn't care. We're gonna call her Michaela. So Michaela comes to the school. Everyone is just like, oh my God. Like, every guy is talking about her. Every girl is like, oh, like, who's this bitch? Like, I just did not care. She went to this specific group. That group happened to be the group that Ted hung out with. And again, like, I honestly did not care because I was like, whatever, like, I'm solid, which is dumb because we weren't even together, but whatever. That's Michaela, okay? Fast forward, me and Ted are still going strong. We're still going strong. Like, we've been talking for, like, months now, and that's a long time when you're, like, 12 years old. One day, I hear this rumor, and it's that Michaela wants to kick my ass. And I'm like, are you sure it's me? I know my name is, there's only one of me here, but me? She wants to kick my ass? I have never said word one to this little bitch. So why would she want to get in a fight with me, really? I'm going to, like, my friends, and I'm just like, I'm, like, kind of scared. At the same time, I'm like, there's no way actually happening. Like, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. Why would, like, someone just want to fight me out of nowhere? I'm going to lose, so, like, I'm gonna hide. And I live down the street, so, like, I'm gonna run home. There's no way. And my friends were like, no, like, I heard the same thing too. Like, why does Michaela, like, what do you have against Michaela? And I'm like, bro, I don't even care about this girl. I don't even talk about this girl. I don't even know this girl's last name, okay? I don't talk about this girl. Like, I don't know. And then I'm kind of, like, going whatever, and I'm talking to this girl that I'm friends with that is also friends with Michaela, and this girl ends up telling me that apparently she caught wind that me and Ted had a thing, which I'm like, excuse me? Okay, so you know that I have something with Ted? And she's like, looking at me like, well, no, bitch, you never told me, but yeah, I know from Michaela. And I'm like, how does Michaela even know? How does Michaela know? Because me and Ted, like, I love how I was about to say, me and Ted didn't say anything, but obviously you know that I did. But anyways, Ted would not have said anything, so how does Michaela know? And that was what my friend didn't know, and I didn't know. And even till this day, I never found out how Michaela found out. Because I asked Ted, and Ted told me that he had no idea, and yeah. So I'm still confused to this day. But it's funny because whenever it came out that Michaela wanted to kick my ass for talking to Ted, Ted didn't even know why either, because Ted is like, me and her, I'm like, okay, so do you have a thing with Michaela? Like, what is going on? And he's like, no, like, she's my friend, but that's it. So I was thinking in my head, what the fuck? Why would she want to beat me up then? Because she will win. This whole thing ends up happening. And so it just so happened the next day was pretty much like a blow-off day. And I think, I don't know if every elementary school did this, but we had like movie days. I don't even know what we call them. Like movie days. It was when you pretty much like spent like $3 or whatever, and you're gonna like watch a movie in the gym, and everyone is down there and you guys all watching movies, and you can go and like sit with your friends and like buy popcorn and all this shit. Okay, so we were gonna have that like the next day, and like I said, it was like a blow-off day. So like, yeah, you're supposed to be in the gym watching the movie, but like other kids like would just like be roaming about the school pretty much, you know. There was this movie playing, whatever, like I want to go see it, but like I'm also scared because I don't want to talk to Michaela because I don't know why this bitch wants to fight me anyways. And like I said, this was the next day, so like homegirl could have found me easily. Like everyone knows, like we're all the same grade, so everyone knows what class you're in. There's only 3 possible freaking classes, so she could have found me if she freaking wanted to, but like she didn't. So I was like, okay, is this just a rumor, or does she actually want to kick my ass? I didn't know. And so I was talking to my friends about it, and my friends were like, I think you should just go up and like talk to her and just be like, what up? And I was like, that's a terrible idea, because if that bitch goes and punches me in the face, I'm going to fall to the floor and I'm going to bawl my eyes out. It came to the point where it was like weeks later and nothing had still happened. So I was just thinking in my head, I was like, maybe this was just a rumor. But at the same time, it was like, okay, maybe it was a rumor that she wanted to kick my ass. Okay, sure, because it made no sense, because she had no relations to Tom. She had no relations to Ted at all. Thank God Tom's not even his real name either. Like I said, his name is way far off. But yeah, she had no relations to Ted at all, and he didn't even know why she wanted to fight me. But then she never ended up fighting me. So it was like, okay, that rumor just spread for nothing. And then pretty much shortly after that, I was like, I stopped talking to Ted, because I was like, okay, this girl wanted to fight me. You confirmed to me that she wanted to fight me, but you were just sitting back there like, I don't know. Maybe she doesn't want to fight. Like, hello? You're supposed to be like calling the bitch off of your girlfriend. Like, I know I'm not your girlfriend, but you're supposed to be like calling the bitch off of your girl. Like, what are you saying? Screw you, Ted. I'm done. And so me and him pretty much stopped talking after that. And Michaela never ended up coming into my face at all. Like, she never said anything to me. She literally never said anything to me. I did find out from one of her friends that she called me a slut or whatever, because apparently she had found I don't know, I guess she was at Ted's house and she saw me talking to him, and she like read our conversation of him being like not the most gentlemanly. And so somehow that turned into me being a slut, and I was like, I don't know how me saying, no, you're gonna have to wait for that, when he wanted me to like send nudes, and me saying, no, absolutely not, I don't do that, you're gonna have to wait until like I'd be like your girlfriend or something like that, and you have to wait a while like for that, like I don't do that. I don't know how that's me being a slut, but okay, by all means, I guess you're a slut. When homegirl was in the bathroom with John the other day, whole other story. But anyway, so yeah, that was apparently the reason why this girl wanted to kick my ass, because she thought I was a slut, and Ted was her friend, and God forbid Ted, even if I did say yes, God forbid Ted saw tits. I don't know. So yeah. There was actually one time in high school that I almost got myself into another situation where I actually did almost die and get my ass kicked. So if you guys want to hear that story, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, that is the time that I almost, or was attempted, or was talked about me getting my ass kicked, and the time that I was called a slut in elementary school for doing nothing. Do you guys have a story like that? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.